Okay, sorry for the blurry screen. Apparently my camera is having some issues. Anyway, this is a welcome video for EDFR 504. I'm Dr. Trish, for those who don't already know me. I'm going to share an outline on the screen here in a second. So this is the welcome video for the fall semester. And I look forward to having a good semester. With all of the different types of changes in terms of delivery at Nichols, I'm still delivering this course pretty much the same way I've delivered it for several years. So there will be no live video. And a lot of that is to accommodate all of you. Live video would have to be after school hours. And what I discovered in trying to do that for several semesters is that most of you have things to do in the late afternoon, early evening, and whether it's meetings, faculty meetings, or parent meetings, open houses, family, you got to deal with your family, cook dinner. Take care of your kids, those of you who have kids, and for many of you, grade papers and get ready for the next day. So I decided that an asynchronous, meaning that I record videos and let you view them, is the best way to go for graduate students who are as busy as most of you are. And I think that will be appreciated. Let me go ahead and share my screen. I think this is the right outline. No, this is not. I will stop sharing my screen and go to another screen. Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay. For most of you, this is your first course in graduate school. For some, not. Some of you may also be taking my EDCI 503 course, which is two of the foundation courses that the programs that take these courses will usually take initially. So you'll either be in leadership or in technology leadership, higher ed, or in CNI, secondary or elementary, in this class. It's a fairly straightforward class, and it can, I'll be, when I notify you, I'll be notifying you, you will have been notified that this video is up. And in that notification, you'll see the syllabus. So if for some reason you didn't scroll down far enough in your email, do so in that email and you will find the syllabus for this course. This is a, so read, take a look at the syllabus. We've added new things. The university has required us to add some new things around academic integrity. Everything else is pretty much straightforward. Course goals, the assignments, or the critical. The way the syllabus schedule is laid out, it's laid out by assignments and books. So there are 3 small readings, article readings that require you to write a gloss, which is essentially a 2-page critical summary. And we'll get into that a bit more when I introduce the first gloss, or I may do a separate video on the gloss. The 3 readings are a reading by Plutarch called On the Education of Children. It's a work that's about 2,000 years old. It was originally written either in Greek or Latin. I'm never sure. I've seen Latin at some sites and Greek at other sites. I think because of the difficulty of most of the translations, and I found the one I have up is the best translation I've found to date. It's probably written in Greek. But it lays out a lot of familiar themes that you, as both teachers and those of you who are parents of children, will recognize. There will be some oddities given who the Greeks were, but I'll explain some of those and explain how they kind of fit in. And what it is that parents are responsible for, and it also lays out a basic pattern that you'll recognize that goes back to the ancient Greeks of education. It's called the threefold tool of education, and we'll talk about that. And you'll see that again if for some reason you took 503 already, which is, there's a good chance you might have. You'll recognize the threefold tool of education. So Plutarch talks about that, and the second reading is something that I co-authored called the Quest for Method, and it's basically the invention of education method that we still utilize today, and the invention of the concept of curriculum that we use today. So the way I understand the history of education is as a history of curriculum, without getting into the weeds on curriculum at this point. The third and final article reading, again, is something I co-authored. And it is if you call it a sequel to the Quest for Method, although it goes off in some different directions. There's some connections, and it'll give you an interesting take on technology that's a little different from the way we have come to understand technology. And that's kind of the purpose. And basically, it's technological understanding is a mindset. In that understanding, we are in the midst of that change in this pandemic. And, well, we'll get into some of that more. Then I don't want to get, again, as I said, get into the weeds. There are 3 books. There's the Jackson et al. Book. There are 3 authors. Jackson, Hansen, and there's another I can't think of right off. Called The Moral Life of Schools. Now, these books seem to be somewhat limited. I am going to work on getting a version that you can access electronically, but that may take a week or so. So if you've gotten the book, great. This is a philosophy and history class. So this is the part of the class that deals in ethics and morality. Morality is its own philosophical category. Ethics is usually connected to aesthetics, and it's called axiology. You don't need to know that name. But in this case, in terms of teaching, ethics and morality are very, very close together. So it is, and it is the basis of a field experience that you'll do. Considering what in the nature of the field experience may change, and we'll get into that fairly early, based on your accessibility to someone else's classroom, which may be very, very limited. And so we did some things in the summer with this that seemed to work okay. So if you cannot observe classrooms, then we'll talk about it in some different ways to help you with the assignment. So, that's a touch tentative at this point. The second book by Leah Fowler, Curriculum of Difficulty, is an important book in that it is the big assignment for the class. This is your something that you will work on across the semester, and will be essentially your final product, your final, if you will, and it's a writing assignment. So you need to, this book probably runs in the $30 or $40 range. There may be some available that are used. There may be faculty at your school that may have this book that didn't sell it back. You can check. And we'll go through this book, and you'll write about a difficult situation that you've had, preferably in the classroom, but it can be other types. Those of you in higher ed, it'll be basically your workplace, assuming you're not teaching. So we'll get into that more when I introduce this assignment. The final book is a straightforward history text by Klebard. This actually was the first book I read in my graduate program. And sorry, my mom calling. Called The Struggle for the American Curriculum. And this will be your last assignment. You'll do 5 short essays. Anyway, so that's pretty much it at this point. And my email's up. I am holding office hours in my office, so I will be on campus. I live in Baton Rouge, And so I do commute 3 days a week. And so particularly for the higher ed folks that are on campus, if you want to set up an appointment during my office hours, let me know, and we can do that. I'm certainly going to will be available for any virtual meeting, whether it's during my office hours or not. And so we can arrange that probably using Zoom. I have my information on the syllabus and contact information as well. So if you have any question at any time, please email me and I'll be responding. Okay, thank y'all very much. And y'all have, looking forward to a good semester, and well, it should be fun. Thank you.